we start a very important part in our day-to-day life, water pollution. What is, first of all, we have to know what is water, what is the essentiality of water, and then the different sources of water, and then how it is affected by how the source of water is affected in our day-to-day life, and then how it can be controlled. Because as we all know that every man-made pollution can be checked by different aspects and also by different day-to-day living changes in the human being. So first of all, as we all know, water is the essential part of the life, and the different component of water is like some mineral, calcium, magnesium, and having some particle clay, sleet, and sand. And as we all know, if water is unpleasant and unfit for drinking, then it can causes many diseases like typhoid, cholera, dysentery, and also very severe diseases. First of all, what we all know about water pollution. Water pollution is the physical or chemical or biological change in the water which is unfit for drinking, but which is unfit for any type of use. So any change, it can be physical, chemical or biological. So let's start about the sources of water. First of all, we have to know what are the different sources of water, how it is reacted as the sources of water. Then we all know about the effects and the control. First of all, the first source is domestic sewage. So the domestic sewage are like the garbage and the waste product which can be we are throwing in everywhere, like plastic, like other uses which we are throwing in our day-to-day life. Second part, industrial effluent. Let's know about the industrial effluent. As the industries are using a different high chemical, then they emit different mercury chloride, sodium chloride, and different other aspects which react with the water and which contaminated the water, which can cause a severe damage to the environment. Next, about the pesticide. Pesticide is one of the most dreadful cause for the water pollution. As we all know, the different type of pesticide, weedicide or herbicide which is used in our day-to-day life. If this is used in the different land or in the different source, then it is diluted and contaminated with the water to cause water pollution. Then the thermal pollution. As we all know, the industries or the other aspect where the hot water enter into the any water level or enter into the soil, which causes the disturbance, which is known as thermal pollution. Pathogenic organism. There are some of the different pathogenic organisms which cause water pollution. And there is the mineral oil. The oil which is split from any garage or any oil refinery or anything which can be contaminated or diluted with the water is known as is the major source of water pollution. Then the next part, underground water pollution, which can be done in the lower level, in which the different element react with the water or the different herbicide react with the water. And last, the radioactive waste, which is the most important part. As we all used about the different radioactive metal which can reacted with the water to cause different several diseases. As these are the major sources of water pollution, or the major aspect of water pollution, how water pollution is caused. Then if it is caused, then what are the different effects? The different effect is about that. First, if the arsenic or mercury or different is diluted, then it can cause different several diseases. If the organic nitrate and the phosphate is added in the water, then it can also cause different several dreadful diseases like diarrhea, cholera, dysentery. If any type of soap or detergent or alkali, then it is foam is formation, which is very harmful to the lower organism. If iron, calcium and magnesium are added to the water, then it can cause the different several damage to the living organism. If nitrate and phosphate is added in the water, then it can also cause several different diseases both to human being and animals. And last, the biomagnification, which is the addition of any impurity to the water which can change the physical nature of the water. The any metal or anything which is added, these are the effect, or these are the major effect of water pollution which can be caused if we contaminate the water. So let's now go to the control. What is the most important part of the pollution is control. A control is what? If we can use this method, then it can be checked, or the level of water pollution can be checked, or the level of water pollution can be lowered. First thing, public awareness, which is the most important part. If we will make the public aware that water is a very essential part, as we all know, a very few percentage of water is useful in our day-to-day life, so we have to conserve water. So we have to use water in a very simplified manner. And for next thing, the drinking water should be protected. As we all know, a very less amount of drinking water is available in the earth. Many of the water is not used as the drinking water, so we have to use it in a very simplified manner. And next thing, the use of low level of radioactive metal by the oxidation of water. If we will use the low level of radioactive metal which can be easily oxidated by oxidation, which can be easily used by the oxidation of water, then the water can be purified. And next thing, the use of water purifier, which is the most important part in our day-to-day life. As we all know, it can easily separate the different mineral, the different element which is very harmful, like iron, manganese from the water. Next, recycling. If we will use the recycling method, then the water cannot be stored in a particular area and it cannot be polluted. Next thing, biofertilizer. If we should use the biofertilizer instead of the pesticide, then it can be very much effective because biofertilizer are the good thing, or are the best use for the land. And the last thing, integrated pest management. The integrated pest management can be done for the control of water. So this is all about the sources, the effect, and last, the control of the water pollution. Today we will discuss about the different part, the different effect of the pollution, the different causes, the different type of things which can caused by the major type of pollution. First thing is solid waste management. What is solid waste? The thing which first it is come from a genuinely 3 word, that is 3R. 3 word, or that is known as 3R, which is reduce, reuse and recycle. First thing, we have to decrease the level of pollution by reducing the unwanted things which can be in the proper way. Then we have to recycle it, and which thing can be recycled, then we have to reuse it. There are various type of solid waste management. First thing is solid biodegradable, second thing is solid bio non-degradable, and third thing is recyclable waste. First thing is solid biodegradable. The solid biodegradable waste are the waste which can be easily degraded in the soil or in the environment. Let us take an example of food or farm residue which can be easily decomposed or degraded in the environment. If in the other case it is the solid non-biodegradable, in the thing which are like the plastic bag, the polythene, the asbestos, which can be degraded for a long period of time, or which can be degraded. It may be degraded or may not be degraded, but it will take a long period of time. And the thing which is known as recyclable waste, the waste which is known as recyclable waste. These are like the tin, the fabrics, the cold drink can, which can be another reused, or paper which can be another reused. which can be used, and after that it can be recycled and reused. That is the main thing is known as 3R, which is reduce, then recycle and reuse. Then which is total all about solid waste management. If we should done these three things, the reduce the pollution, then reusing the proper material, and then recycle, in which there should be recycling done in the following things like tin, bottle, can, fabric, then we can easily take a proper manner of solid waste management. This is all about your solid waste management. The next thing is radioactive waste management. What is radioactive? The cosmic ray or the ray which generally come from any nuclear reactor, any atomic reactor, or any or anything. This is known as radioactive material, and there are mainly three types of radiation. One is low level radiation, one is intermediate level radiation, and one other is high level radiation. In the radiation of low level, there is the toxicity of minimum. In intermediate level, there is up to an extent, and in high level, there is much more of the toxicity level. And there are mainly two types of radioactive waste management. The first one is natural radioactive management, and the next one is man-made radioactive management. The natural radioactive management are like cosmic ray, ultraviolet ray or UV ray, which generally comes from nature, in which there is not any role of the human being. If we have to compare it in the man-made radioactive waste management, then the waste management which comes from generally from atomic reactor, nuclear weapon, nuclear reactor, in which there is the use of human being, then this type of man-made radioactive waste done. If we should be properly manage it, if we should be properly take the care of it, the radioactive man-made radioactive waste management, then the pollution can be decreased. And then other thing is acid rain. Acid rain, which is the most important part. It is about the precipitation of the fog or snow. It is the precipitation of the fog or snow in the form of acidic concentration is known as acid rain. The fog or snow in the form of precipitate in the acidic concentration is known as acid rain. The major gas in the acid rain are carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide. In generally, acid rain can damage the proper sand, steel, and the other marble, or it can cause chlorosis, depigmentation. It can also cause a great loss to environment. It can kill the bacteria, the fishes. It can causes the acidicity in the river, in the lake. It is all about acid rain, which is the precipitation form of the fog or snow in the form of acidic concentration is known as acid rain. This is all about your solid waste management, radioactive waste management, and acid rain. Greenhouse effect. First thing we have to know, the term greenhouse effect is given by J. Fourier, scientist. What is greenhouse effect? Increase in the carbon dioxide concentration is known as greenhouse effect. There are the major gas of greenhouse, but which are known as greenhouse gases are methane, carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbon, and nitrous oxide. The percentage of methane in greenhouse, the percentage of methane is 20, the percentage of carbon dioxide is 60, the percentage of CFC is 14, and the percentage of N2O is 6%. And then the next part is global warming. The increase in concentration of greenhouse gases. Mainly the greenhouse gases are CFC, methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide. If the concentration of the greenhouse gas increases, then what should be done? Then the major affect the environment, which causes the great loss to the environment. If we have to decrease the global warming on the greenhouse gases, then we have to reduce the greenhouse gases. We can easily down the plantation of the trees, which is known as afforestation. We have to use the biogas instead of pesticide and herbicide. We have to use fossil fuel. We have to use the anti-pollution device in the different vehicle like car, jeep, In the following process, the greenhouse effect can be checked. A major thing is that the increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide. If the carbon dioxide concentration level increases, then it can cause a great loss to the environment, which is known as greenhouse effect. And the increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases is known as global warming. Then we should know about ozone layer depletion. What is ozone layer? It is a bluish layer which can be measured in the Dobson unit, which is known as DU. It is mainly found in the troposphere, which is harmful to both the plant as well as the animal. Mainly there are two types of ozone. One is good ozone and another is bad ozone. Good ozone is normally a little bit good for the human being as well as animal, but the bad ozone is normally a very threat to the living world. If we should know that how ozone is formed, then the oxygen gas, if we will so pass the ultraviolet ray, then it will form the nascent form. Then the oxygen gas form with the nascent form in the ultraviolet ray, then the ozone layer is formed, which is known as O3. If the ozone layer is formed, then it may create the polar hole formation in the Antarctica Ocean, which will create a great hole, and it may cause the cataract in the human eye. And if we have to check the ozone layer, then we must have used chlorofluorocarbon and other gases in the depletion. In the other way, we can check the ozone layer. The ozone layer can be measured by the Dobson unit, which is known as DU. Then the next part is deforestation. First thing, what is known as deforestation? The deforestation is the cutting down of trees. If we have to cut down the trees in the respective manner for the industrialization, for the urbanization, for the rapid growth, then we have to suffer a lot. Then the soil erosion occur, the low rainfall occur, then there will be other natural causes which can cause the deforestation. If deforestation will continue for a long period of time, then it will be a disaster for the environment. If we have to check that, we should properly plant the trees. The government should properly take action of the thing that there should be plantation in a regular manner, or that one man one tree plantation must be done. In the other way, if we have to conserve the environment, then there will be the planting of trees must be done. If there will be no trees, then we can't survive, because the only thing which can convert carbon dioxide to oxygen is plant. Otherwise, we can't heal carbon dioxide. What we breathe, what we exhaust, we can't breathe that. The only conversion process is the plant. If the plant will be no there, then how can the carbon dioxide will be converted into oxygen? Then there will be nothing possible. Without the plant, this thing cannot be occurred. So the deforestation is a major threat in the world pollution. In the next part is biomagnification. What is biomagnification? The increase in the concentration or increase in the harmful substance like pesticide, insecticide, or the heavy metal, in which there are mainly two types. One is POP, or persistent organic pollutant, and another is heavy metal, in which there is the contamination of reservoir, there is the hereditary problem which can be a threat to danger of extinction, which can cause the health disorder. Biomagnification. What is biomagnification? The increase in the concentration of harmful substance. Any harmful substance which can be added in the water or in any, then the biomagnification occur, in which in the form of pesticide, insecticide, heavy metal. Next thing is eutrophication. What is eutrophication? The loss of biodiversity due to nutrition enrichment. The major thing is that if any chemical substance is added to any plant or any aquatic ecosystem, let us take an example of a river. Then any chemical impurities is added to the river, then it will imbalance the nature of the uh, sorry, or it will imbalance in the inequality of the water and the different trophic level of the aquatic ecosystem, and which can cause a great loss to the lower microorganism like some algae or some small fish which cannot breathe. Due to oxygen shortage, they can die themselves, or in which there is the disturbance of the any aquatic ecosystem in which there is added of any impurities in the following matter. So this is mainly all about the loss of biodiversity. If any food chain is hampered, then it is known as a great loss. In the other way, we can tell that it is the loss of biodiversity, it is the loss of dissolved oxygen, or eutrophication can cause a great loss of decolorization. Eutrophication can cause a water transparency. If and the stage in which or in a simplified manner, if we will add any impurities or any chemical to an aquatic ecosystem, especially an pond ecosystem, then the lower organism like the algae, which can breathe themselves, and then they can cause themselves, in which condition the algae are died or they cause the death, is known as algal bloom, in which they can't breathe themselves. The particular condition is known as algal bloom, and the process is known as eutrophication, in which there is a great loss of biodiversity. This is all about eutrophication. Then another thing, agrochemical waste. The waste which can easily applied in our day-to-day life, or in the farmer can use the different type of pesticide, herbicide and insecticide, which cause a great loss to the human being, the environment, the air, everything. If we should use the proper way of biofertilizer, biogas and fossil fuel, cow dung, then the proper pollution level can be checked. If we should if we should check the chemical level in the water, then the eutrophication can be checked. And if we will check the addition of any harmful substance in the water, then the biomagnification can be checked. In the following way, we can check the biomagnification, the eutrophication and the agrochemical waste. And the last part is the BOD and COD, the biological oxygen demand and the chemical oxygen demand. This is all about your pollution, your biomagnification, your eutrophication, your agrochemical waste. First thing about pollution, then air pollution, then water pollution, then all about your solid waste management, then radioactive waste management, then all about your acid rain, then about global warming, greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion, then about deforestation, then about biomagnification, eutrophication, agrochemical waste, and BOD and COD. This is all about your pollution chapter. Thank you all.